And this thing looks like, I don't know, almost like a Blues Brothers mobile. It's got that kind of vibe to it. I don't think blue was the original color. Pretty well see down inside the trunk. Would you restore a four-door late 60s Ford? It's a camper 4x4 edition. Still even has all of its letters. It's open, and it opens. Love it when doors open. It looks like it's just sitting here waiting to go. And it features a 429 Ford engine. This one appears to be a high-end model too. Check this feature out. I'd say this might be an original 71,000 mile car. You just don't see that kind of styling in today's cars. I mean, this thing's got Thunderbird symbols all over it. Oh yeah, look at that. Thunderjet 429. Hey guys, we're still up here in the Great White North taking my son to Ontario so he can go to graduate school this fall. And so while we're gone, we thought we'd take you back in time to a trip where we went to Florida last summer and we found 3 abandoned Fords. Yes, 3 of them. So take a trip back in time, check out these videos. We put them out individually. Now we've got them in one collection here. So we hope you enjoy that. Watch it all the way through. That helps our channel grow. And we'll be back before you know it doing more from Earl's Classic Cars. Enjoy. Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Earl's Classic Cars, where we're still on vacation in Florida, and we've made it to Cedar Key, Florida, where we have found a 4-door Ford Galaxie with the hidden headlights from 1968 with a 390. Check this thing out here. It's been sitting here at the auto parts store just up the road, just on the main drag as you're coming in. And this thing looks like, I don't know, almost like a Blues Brothers mobile. It's got that kind of vibe to it.
It's 106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes.
It is definitely in rough shape. Although when you take a closer look down inside here, these quarters, everything here seems pretty good. I don't know if it's open. Well, it is open. Check that out. Oh yeah. Well, yeah, we got a little Bluetooth floorboard action going on. That doesn't surprise me, but we had a huge rain here this afternoon. It's a little wet down there, but not bad. And the speedometer has rolled over probably a few thousand times. You check that on there. It says 00448. I'm thinking maybe 200,000 miles from the looks of this thing. Look up in here, and as you can see, headliner's coming down. These definitely look like, I don't know, maybe they're original seats, but it's kind of hard to tell. Yeah, I think they're original. Taking a look at this. It's been worked on. I don't think blue was the original color. It looks like it might have been green, folks. Aftermarket 90s speakers in here in the door. Got a little bit of cancer in here, wouldn't you say? Just a little. Door a little crunchy. Floorboard pretty wet from the rain this afternoon. So this thing has got its challenges. Nice little middle console thing there. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Serious cancer here going on, folks. No doubt about it. Take a look at that cancer right there. This pretty bad around that area. In fact, I think you can pretty well see down inside the trunk. Pretty much. But on the lower side, it's looking pretty good. This up in here, kind of wondering what that was. It looks like they put an aftermarket fuel hose in here to kind of drive this thing around.
Match in the gas tank. Boom, boom.
Definitely got some serious cancer here on the door. Take a look around here. Bumper's got a little bit of indentation to it. She could probably knock that thing back out. I don't know about the trunk lid. Quite a bit of rust on there. But the quarters over here are looking pretty good. Check that out. Not bad at all, really. Got quite a bit of extra parts and stuff inside of here. But overall, yeah, it looks like a Galaxie Brome from what you can see right there. Look at that. Galaxie Brome. Typical 4-door of the 60s. It does have the side marker lights, which that definitely tells you it's a 68, not a 67. Although there's no front side marker lights. I wonder if they took this off the front of another car, put this on here. Maybe this is from a 60. No, wait a minute. I guess that qualifies as your side marker light right there, just barely. Let's take a look under the hood and see what... All right, well, we can see where they've definitely been working on it, and yeah, that definitely looks like a 390 sitting in here. Little aftermarket carburetor going on. Edelbrock, some kind. Still got a battery in it. Still got the original air compressor in it for the AC, so it was an AC car. That's pretty good for 1968 and a four-door Ford. And a little closer here, we can tell where that fuel line that we saw in the back leads to. Nowhere. Looks like they haven't finished installing the fuel pump on it yet. Overall, it's not a bad looking car sitting on the side of the road. I don't know about you, but I've always been a fan of the hidden headlights of these cars in the late 60s, early 70s. I know the vacuum actuators can go out on it after a while, but you can always convert it over to electric. And it looks like they got something going on here. I guess they're trying to pump out something. I don't think that's the vacuum actuator there. But overall, not a bad looking car on the side of the road. Tell me what you think. You think this car, I'm pretty sure it probably runs looking at everything that's in here, but what do you think? Is this something you would drive? Is this something you'd fix up? Would you restore a four-door late 60s Ford? I'm not sure I would. But would you part it out? I don't even know. Would the front clip on something like a four-door fit on a coupe model? If you wanted to put this hidden headlight setup on a coupe that maybe needed a new front end, would these things even convert over, or was it a different size? Let me know in the comments. And I'm interested to know if any of you have memories of a car like the 68 Ford Galaxie. Did your parents own one? Did you take any family trips in a sedan like this one? How about being able to ride up front in the middle? I can remember riding up front in the middle of my grandfather's 72 and 74 Mercury Marquis. I even sat on the folding armrest for a better view. How about having to ride in the back seat with your siblings or your cousins? Or maybe you have other backseat memories when you were a teenager and had to borrow your parents' car to go on a date. Plenty of room for activities back there, if you know what I mean. What about this four-door family sedan being handed down to you as your first car? Were you brave enough to keep the poverty caps on it or the full wheel covers? Or did you pull the caps off and just go with the black steel wheels? Maybe you went for the baby moon covers, or saved your money to get new or used mag wheels for at least the rear of the car. Either way, let me know your favorite memory of the 1968 Ford Galaxie or other similar sedans just like it in the comments. But overall, tell me what you think, folks. Did you fix it up? Look at this extra. Look at this extra antifreeze in here. Of course, I got the carb choke starter cleaner on there. Would you fix it up? Would you part it out? Or would you leave it here in this drive-by junkyard edition of Earl's Classic Cars? Stay tuned. If you like what we're doing, subscribe, share, like, and let your friends know so we can bring you more of these videos, even when we're on vacation.
It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
Hey guys, Earl again from Earl's Classic Cars, where we're out here today still at David & Sons while they're diagnosing my 2014 Ram's issues with the driveline. And sitting here is a 79 Ford F150 Custom. It's a camper 4x4 edition. And check this thing out. Come to find out, my best friend Bill, who I thought all these years had a late 60s Ford, was saying the other day it was a late 70s Ford. So this was right up his alley. When he was here the other day, I was leaving with my truck and he's honking and I don't know what he's wanting. Well, come to find out, he wanted me to look at this late 70s Ford pickup truck. Check this thing out. It's in pretty rough condition overall. It's got quite a bit of fender cancer along here and stuff. If you look underneath, got some light frame rust and stuff like that. It's been jacked up a little bit over the years. It's got the typical rust down here in the rockers and in the door. It's still sitting up pretty high. Looking like you could drive it right out of here. Or maybe you just drove it out of your campsite or something if you've been hunting. It's got that strong looking front end from the late 70s. Still even has all of its letters. You know, how many times have you seen one of those with the 1, 3, or all 4 of the letters missing? Over here, you can tell it's a camper edition special by the way that it is here with this door. Let's see if this baby opens up. It does. Check that out. Look at that extra compartment space. Not rusted out at all. Seals. Dry rotted somewhat, but still definitely protecting the inside. We had a 72 Chevy pickup truck for a little while with camper special edition that had that same kind of door on it. Anyway, let's continue looking on here. Checking this out. Not nearly as much rust, yeah. Cab corners, typical, especially if it were a Chevy. But a little bit here in the door. Start to get a look on the inside here. Ooh, it's open, and it opens. Love it when doors open. Ah, the typical vinyl smell of a 1970s pickup truck. Check it out. 4-speed. Looking pretty good in here. Oh yeah. Look at that. Solid as can be here. Solid as can be. Not a problem at all. Typical seat. Slide from left to right. Got the gun rack. What did I say earlier about coming back from your cabin from hunting? This is definitely one of those. Alright. I'm not sure. Is that the gas? What is that? It's a box. It's a cardboard box that's decaying. I don't know. It could be a replacement gas tank and thing. It does have a bed liner. So the overall bed has been protected. Got the step side bumper in it. Look at that. Registered as an antique, but hasn't been on the road since 18. So that's 6 years and going. Definite rust right here in the tailgate. But you can find those tailgates. My truck just came in, so David's going to tell me here pretty quick what happened on my 2014 Ram, whether he thinks it's the rear pinion. This appears to have the Ford 9-inch rear end in it, which you would expect in a Ford. Over here, yep, this rocker is definitely a little crunchy underneath here. I imagine that's probably rusted through and need replacing. Let's see, yep. Okay, I thought it was 79. This is a 78, 12th month. Well, no, it is a 79. 12th month of 78, right? So new model year. It is a 79. Looks like they put a little extra boom in the system. Got over 100,000. 4-speed, 4-wheel drive, high-low, in between, aftermarket stereo. Headliner, for what it is, just fine. Wouldn't be a problem at all. This looks like a solid restoration candidate to me. Look at that. You got an aftermarket step on it, get you up in there a little bit. Not sure what it's got under the hood. Let's see, does it have an inside hood release? No, I don't believe it does. Maybe we'll take a look on the outside. Close that door without showing you, but look at this. Solid. Well, another one with the aftermarket fuel pump on it. Looks to be maybe a 302, 351. Don't know these Ford engines that well from a distance, but it's definitely got the 79 setup on it. You can see in the sticker here, it's got catalyst for a catalytic converter. Looks like they've replaced the dual master cylinder on it. It looks like it's just sitting here waiting to go. Still got a battery in it. Probably been running it. Doesn't appear to have any air conditioning in it, but hey, it's a truck. Who needs air conditioning in a truck? Well, I do. At least in my modern truck. So what do you think, guys? Think it's a parts mobile? Should it be restored? Or should it just sit here in Dave & Son's auto repair lot as a drive-by junkyard? Let me know in the comments. classic car fans, welcome to another edition of Drive-By Junkyards on Earl's Classic Cars, where today we're featuring a 1968 Ford Thunderbird. This one is one of the cool ones from the late 60s, and it features a 429 Ford engine in it. Hey guys, Earl again from Earl's Classic Cars, where we're in Florida in late August. We've been visiting some very dear friends of ours, and while I was down here, I'm having trouble with my transmission of my 2014 Ram 1500. Actually, I thought it was a transmission. I think I'm back here at the service shop again today to find out whether it's really the rear pinion. I've been chasing this noise in this truck. Anyway, you don't want to hear all that. But we're down here in Florida, and when we're here, we just happened to run into this beautiful 1968 Ford Thunderbird, which is sitting on the back lot. And I'm here at a shop called David & Sons in North DeLand, Florida. And I asked him about this car, and he said, yeah, this was an older gentleman who had this car. And he got sick during COVID. He had brought it up here to get it serviced and everything. And he got sick during COVID. And that was about 3 years ago. And he hasn't heard from the man. He said he's not even sure if the guy is still alive. But I think he got a call from maybe the owner's son or a relative who said he was going to pick it up about a month ago. And it's still sitting here. And according to David, it runs. It's just in here for a tune-up. And I'm taking a look at this car. I'm going to feature it with you today, and we'll look at it and tell me what you think about it. At first glance, this thing looks really good. It's dirty, of course. It's been sitting here in the back lot of this repair shop for about 3 years, but when you get a real close look at it, this thing looks really good. I've obviously put some aftermarket American racing wheels on it, giving it a little bit bigger look, but when you look closely, inner fender wells look pretty good on it. The rockers, take a look here, down here, not the rockers, the quarters. Look down here, feeling underneath. Feels pretty solid. A little rough under there, like there might be some surface rust, but overall, looks pretty sharp. Don't see anything of any importance. When I opened this car up earlier, just to kind of take a look at it, this door closes solid. This one appears to be a high-end model too, because you've got power door locks with a power window lock bypass. I didn't even know that existed in 1968. Remote mirrors, not power mirrors, but remote mirrors. This thing, I'm always a fan of the white interiors on these 60s and 70s cars. I had a 74 Roadrunner with a white interior. Man, I loved it. Just gives it a contrast that you don't see in today's cars, where everything's black on black, gray on black. Look at this thing. Now, it does have an aftermarket stereo in it. Heck, the keys are even in it, but we're not going to start it. David didn't tell me I had permission to do that, but check this feature out. It's like a side console door. That is unbelievable. I've never been inside one of these Thunderbirds before. Take a look at that. You even got the Thunderbird emblem. Of course, the obligatory ashtray and cigarette lighter. You got to have one of those in 1968. And you've got the push button console. Good. Let's see, how many miles it's got on it? Possibly 71,000 miles. And by the looks of things, looking at the pedals, it's got at least front disc brakes. I'd say this might be an original 71,000 mile car. Now it's possible it's 171,000, but looking at the seats, they're not torn up. The pedals aren't worn. Still has the original carpet. Oh, check this out. Not only is that a vent, but look at the Thunderbird in the vent. You just don't see that kind of styling in today's cars. I mean, this thing's got Thunderbird symbols all over it. So if you didn't think you knew what it was, the symbols would definitely give it away. So it's got the clock, 120 mile an hour speedometer. It's got all the temp gauges. It doesn't have, let's see, is that a tick-tock? No, that's just a clock. I was thinking it might be a tick-tock-tack. But it's got the gauges on it and everything. Wiper, rear vent, open and close. So it's got vacuum gauges for that kind of thing. That's interesting. What do you guys think of these late 60s Thunderbirds? Let me know in the comments. Still got all the original stickers on it. Looking at the rockers here. Everything looks good. Floorboard's a little moist, so that means some rain's probably been getting in there, but back here, everything appears to be solid. Seats go up like they're supposed to. Oh yeah, look at that. Thunderjet 429. Gotta appreciate that. Rear seats all look good. May have spent some time in California, according to that plate. Here's all the tune-up stuff that they brought in for it. Still sitting here. Looks like they were going to put a fuel pump in it. It says OmniSpark spark plugs, oil filter, air filter. All just sitting here, ready to go. Hardtop. Looking really good. It's even got Thunderbird here. Got the bright metal work on here. This window channel, runoff channel above the window. It's got stuff in here, and this certainly could lead to problems later, but a lot of the vehicles in the 60s and 70s had this on here, and it would be rusted out. I'm telling you, this car was well taken care of. In fact, I remember David telling me that the guy asked him to keep it inside the shop, and he did, but he had to keep moving it out for a month or so. So now it's sitting out here where the elements will eventually get to it, which is a shame. Overall, this is a really fine example and just needs to be buffed out and cleaned up, taken to the car wash maybe. But this thing is a well cared for car all these years. Don't know what happened to the man who owned it. Hopefully he is still around. Hopefully he's doing okay after what David told me about COVID and him not being around since COVID. Either way, I hope his family can come get this car and revive it. Otherwise, it's going to sit here in this lot and become a drive-by junkyard. Check this out. I was looking at this in the back. Look at this way they hid the lock for the key. That is sweet. You just don't see that kind of stuff anymore. Chrome bumper still looks good. I mean, you can polish that up. It looks like it's brand new. Got the full length taillights. Over here on this side, again, lower quarters looking good. I have a little hard time maybe getting to that right side. I did notice up here some rust. And check out these vents in the back. That's unusual. You don't see that in most panels underneath the windows. There is some surface rust here. I press on it. It seems to be surface rust. I don't think it's gone all the way through. That certainly looks repairable. Looking down here, I think I did see, no, that's just some crud. Yeah, there's a little bit coming through on the rocker right here. But overall, this is a solid car. Now listen to this. Listen. Look at that. Closes better than some modern day cars. It does have a little bit of rust coming through here on the door. A little bit bubbling through here and here. Things that I definitely think are repairable. Let's see if we can get in over here. Love this when I'm down in Florida. This wonderful humid weather that I lived with for 30-something years, and the chance of going in the weeds where the snakes are. You know how it is if you live down here. Solid over here. Yeah, a little more bubble through. Seems to be an issue with the doors. Like probably up here. The bright metal work looks good, but probably these gaskets are gone. There's water getting down through there and then settling down here, getting in the doors. I think there might be a little issue here, right in front of the right rear wheel. Yeah, feels a little crunchy. But overall, again, look at this. More Thunderbird symbolism. Let's see, I bet this door opens up. Oh yeah, there's invoice history and everything. A few little ants in here. Nothing unusual. It's got an old car smell to it, but it doesn't smell bad like it's, flooded and rotted. Flooring seems to be dry on this side. I think the door seal's better on this side. This is an unbelievable find right here. And why are we going to classify it as sitting in here in our drive-by junkyard? I'm telling you, according to what they're telling me and the way this thing looks, look at that. Solid. Closing solid. This thing's ready to drive out of this car lot, this repair lot. See if we can find the hood latch on this thing. We're going to see if we can get this thing open. We'll give you a look at the engine. Looking at the inside a little closer here, you can see it definitely came with factory AC. You got Max, Fresh, and this button for the lights. It's got vacuum actuated lights, as you know, with the hidden headlights. Still trying to find a way to Open the hood here. Give us a little minute. Alright guys, we found out. We just had to push down on the hood a little bit. And here it is. The beast of a 429 engine. In our other video, 1970 car sales, we called that 302 that was sitting in the Torino beast. But this is definitely a Power by Ford beast right here, the 429. They've got a little aftermarket 1406 Edelbrock 600 CFM carburetor on it. And it's still got the original compressor on it for the air conditioner. This thing looks really good. Of course, not unusual, typical rust out of the battery tray area. But they don't have a battery in here to continue the rust, or to aggravate the rust. The rust is going to continue anyway. But look at this thing. It is solid. I don't know what it is about Ford and these inside shock tower mounts that always just crowd the engine area. But clearly this was big enough area to put a 429 in. But this thing is an absolute beast. Check that out. They put a little clickety-clack electronic fuel pump on it. Of course, they had a mechanical fuel pump there in the back seat area that they were going to replace on it, but they've got that on there. I had to put one of those on my 69 Ford LTD too, going around clickety-clacking all the time, but it worked. It definitely worked. Solved that problem. Typical, I think, on these late 60s models to have the fuel pumps go out on them. You tell me if that's different, but I did have that with my 69, and this clearly has that same issue with a 68 Ford Thunderbird. Man, look at the size of that engine. Maybe David will start it for us. Maybe he won't. Either way, this is a good looking car. Hood up, hood down. Headlights up, headlights down. Very sleek model. What do you think, guys? Should it sit here? Should we restore it? Would you sell it out for parts? Or would you let it sit here in this drive-by junkyard auto repair lot edition? Appreciate it, guys. Thanks for coming along with us in this vacation edition of Drive-By Junkyards, and we'll be back with another video soon, so subscribe, like, and share. Help us to spread the word on these Drive-By Junkyards. And stay tuned to see more from me, Earl with the knee.